This week on The Splash, we join West Bloomfield High School for United We Walk. Then we take a look at the life of Martin Luther King Jr. And later we join Roosevelt Elementary to celebrate leadership. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the Greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Manan, and as always, thank you for joining us. West Bloomfield High School recently held its annual United We Walk celebration. John Atwater has more.
The day before the nationally recognized Martin Luther King Day, members of local communities gathered at West Bloomfield High School for the annual United We Walk event. This event allows community members to come together and keep Dr. King's dream alive. Their goal is to remember what Dr. King taught and celebrate his accomplishments. At 3 o'clock, West Bloomfield Police blocked off a strip of Orchard Lake Road, and the group moved outside to march down the street as a symbol of unity against racism and hatred. The event also served as a canned food drive that supported Lighthouse of Oakland County. This year, the event was shortened to a small 20-minute ceremony and the walk itself. The format changed to allow for 3 other events throughout the year. This new format as a shortened event was a success. John Atwater reporting for The Splash.
To find out more about new upcoming events, you can visit unitedwewalk.org. West Bloomfield Public Library outdid themselves with an amazing day dedicated to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We sent reporter Ryan Younglove to find out more.
Here in the West Bloomfield Township Library, Robert Pirtle from Mobile Ed Productions came to speak with an audience of young students about the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the significance of his presence in history. Mr. Pirtle took on the role of Dr. King and explained his childhood all the way through adulthood. Mr. Pirtle believes that it is important to teach the younger generation about the history of Dr. King because it allows them to understand how we were brought together as a whole. Filled with stories, songs, and segments of Dr. King's speeches, this was an informative look into the past and teaches upcoming generations the impact Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had during the Civil Rights Movement and still has today. This has been Ryan Younglove, reporting for The Splash.
Interested to discover more about the Martin Luther King Jr. event? You can do so by visiting civiccentertv.com/MLKlibrary. Coming up, we take a look at how Roosevelt Elementary is celebrating leadership, and later we take a look at the life of a good friend.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Manan. Being a hero is not just for the rich and famous. Roosevelt Elementary had a positive message to share about leadership for all ages. Reporter Tyler Kieft has more.
The students and faculty of Roosevelt Elementary School gathered recently to celebrate the life and dream of one of America's greatest heroes. The students of Roosevelt Elementary held a walk through the halls of the school in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., learning not only about his life, but also about his dream. The lessons of Dr. King are important for our children to learn, and the walk was a unique way to teach them.
We want to keep Dr. King's dream alive and what he stood for, and we want to instill it with our students here at Roosevelt School. We want them to be able to use the Roosevelt 5, respect, responsibility, courage, safety, and honesty.
The Roosevelt Five were clear and present in the spirit and expression of the children as they walked, showing in unique fashion how our differences make our world.
We want them to know everyone's different and unique and special. And that's what makes our world a special place. And we're thinking at a young age, if we can teach that the world will be a special place in the long run.
Roosevelt's celebration of kindness, joy, and togetherness proves that Dr. King's dream is still very much alive in Greater West Bloomfield. From Roosevelt Elementary School, I'm Tyler Kieft, reporting for The Splash.
You can find more information at civiccentertv.com/Roosevelt Walk. In this episode of Sidewalk Talk, Samana Sheikh asked local residents their thoughts about a brand new topic.
When it comes to the holiday season, I tend to give cash. West Bloomfield, what did you give your loved ones this past holiday season?
A nice gold necklace.
That's pretty, and where was it from?
It was from the jewelry factory in Livonia.
Nice, spending big.
Yes.
The best present I gave someone this past holiday season, I'm going to say I gave my son some shoes that he really had been wanting, and it's those shoes that you have to like wait in line for type of shoes. So.
Were they like, what kind of shoes? Were they like Jordans or?
They actually were Jordans, but I can't tell you which ones because I'm not that skilled in knowing of all the Jordans, the retros, the current, I'm not sure.
That's so sweet. I bet he loved it.
He did. He almost cried, so yeah.
I gave my dad a big grill. Like we bought him a grill for Christmas and we bought it for him.
That's awesome. Okay.
I gave my kid a batting cage.
Oh, that's cool.
Detroit versus everybody t-shirt.
And who was that to?
To my daughter, of course.
Oh, how old is your daughter?
She's 27. She lives in Tampa, Florida, but she's from the D.
That's always the best way to rep Detroit.
That's it, all day.
So what's the best present you gave someone this past holiday season?
I'd say the best present would probably be to my best friend Jenna. She loves necklaces, obsessed with jewelry, so I got her a necklace that said Jenna, and it matches one that I already got her that was an infinity one. Same rose gold, so she can wear them together.
I got to see family I haven't seen, but I didn't give him a hug. I gave him a hug, like a big hug, but I didn't give him a present.
The present of love is always enough.
Yeah.
350 kids. We took 350 kids shopping.
That's amazing. Wow, how did you do that?
We have a school bus transportation company in the Detroit area, and every year we take 350 kids shopping at, we went to Walmart's this year, and they each have $100+, and we have over 250 volunteers that make it possible.
So what's the best present you gave someone this past holiday season?
A commitment.
Nice, and who was that to?
To a friend of mine.
That's awesome. As always, we appreciate your input, West Bloomfield. Join us again for another episode of Sidewalk Talk.
If you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. Solicitors will be canvassing in West Bloomfield over the next several months. Renewal by Anderson is canvassing now through April 10th on Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please be advised that these solicitors are approved to be canvassing in the area. For more information, please contact the West Bloomfield Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848. The Henry Ford Maple Grove Center West Bloomfield is offering their Share support group for people who have experienced longer than 6 months of continuous sobriety from alcohol and drug use and are in need of free beneficial support. Taking place weekly from 7:30 p.m. until 9:30 p.m., this group is for adults only, and the purpose is to share coping strategies, express needs and concerns, as well as to connect with others who are successfully moving forward into an addiction-free life. For more information, contact Lisa Kaplan at 248-661-6100. On January 27th from 10 a.m. until 10:30 a.m., the West Bloomfield Public Library is holding their Saturday morning live program for families with kids of all ages. Get your weekend started in an energetic way with a fun-filled half hour of music, dancing, stories, and interactive group activities. Your little ones are sure to love the energy and the creativity of the event. And parents, too, will feel their inner child emerge through these lighthearted activities. No registration is required, but if you'd like more information, you can visit wblib.org. On January 27th from 10 a.m. until noon, the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society is holding their annual meeting, followed by a fascinating discussion on the Pontiac Asylum. Tickets cost $15 and include brunch. The discussion will be led by Bruce Annette and will discuss various aspects of the Pontiac Asylum, which was one of the first of its kind in our area in the year 1878. To purchase your ticket, visit gwbhs.org/events. On January 27th, grab your winter coat and head on over to the Recreation Activities Center for West Bloomfield Park's Polar Party. The event will take place from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and will feature a number of fun, entertaining, and creative activities for the entire family. Meet Elsa the Lynx from Siberia, Sven the Arctic Fox, and more at an event so fun it will give you chills. Tickets cost $6 for residents and $8 for non-residents, and both kids and adults must register to attend. For more information and to register, visit wbparks.org or call 248-451-1900. On January 28th at the West Bloomfield Public Library, you won't want to miss this special opportunity during their Read to a Dog event. You will have the chance to partner with a therapy dog and enjoy the pleasant companionship of reading aloud to a trained service dog. You can either bring your own book or choose one from the library. Individuals with special needs must have their caregiver or support person with them at this event. The Read to a Dog event is taking place from 1 to 2 p.m. It is free to attend, but registration is required. So stop by the West Bloomfield Public Library website at wblib.org and look for their events page. Coming up on January 31st from 7 until 8:30 p.m. at Orchard Lake Middle School, the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition is holding their How to Live a Balanced Life event. Experts on the topic, including Dr. Kathy Chen, Christina Polk, Martha Adair, and Andrew Fortunato, will be there to discuss topics such as balancing family needs, how food can improve your life, how to successfully interact with your special needs child without losing your own life balance, and much more. For more information, be sure to contact Lisa Berkey at 248-928-4942. It's almost time once again for the annual Key to the Township Awards. Nominations are due on February 1st for awards in several categories. To nominate someone for an award, write a paragraph about why the person you are nominating deserves the honor. Help the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce honor those individuals who work, live, play, or have some connection to the West Bloomfield community. For more information, contact the Chamber office at 248-626-3636 or visit westbloomfieldchamber.com. That concludes this week's events. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar, or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the Greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with West Bloomfield High School co-chairs for the United We Walk Committee, Jordan Robinson and Reese McCaskill Jr.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV is your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. Here you can tune into community programming such as our weekly news magazine show, The Splash, as well as coverage of local events and meetings in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and West Bloomfield. You can also watch all of your local programming online anytime at civiccentertv.com. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monin. In the studio with me this week, I have West Bloomfield High School co-chairs for the United We Walk Committee, Jordan Robinson and Reese McCaskill Jr. Thank you for stopping by, gentlemen. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Now, I am intrigued. United We Walk. What is this event all about?
So the United We Walk event is an event designed to bring everyone in the community together. So every year we pick a theme, kind of an open-ended question, and it really just brings everyone in the community together, from anywhere from the elementary schoolers to the people who have lived in West Bloomfield their entire life. So it brings them together, gets them thinking about really what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did and his impact and the legacy that he left.
Wonderful. That sounds so exciting.
Yes.
Why did you want to step forward and lead such an important event like this?
So I wanted to become a student co-sponsor for the United We Walk Committee because I want to become a public servant / legislator, actually helping people and serving those who can't serve themselves. And so doing this actually helps me to help other people come into the community and say, you know what, you are part of this community, you are loved, you are cared for, and having the opportunity to see little kids' faces and explain to them that this event is important for them because I'm trying to teach them how MLK did this and did that in order so the legacy doesn't continue to be watered down. If it continues to be watered down, the next generation will not know what this is. And so me having the opportunity to do that is a great thing for me to do.
Wow, that does sound really rewarding and very exciting. Now, speaking of this event, what sort of an impact did you all see that it actually had this year on our community?
So the impact that we as student co-chairs saw was far beyond what we ever thought. We actually were able, we were given the privilege and the honor to go out to some of the elementary schools and read them stories about Dr. Martin Luther King and ask them those thought-provoking questions to really get them thinking about the legacy that he left and get them started off on an early age. And so once we did that, it was a couple of days before the event, we actually saw them from all middle schools come out and really support it and just really, physically showing the impact that he made, both that we as student co-chairs made as well as what Dr. Martin Luther King did.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. Yes. I love that inclusion aspect there. Very appropriate, wonderful. Why do you think it is so important for us as community members to give back and to invest in our community?
So the reason giving back and investing into our communities is important because we want to make sure our community is whole and wholesome for everyone to enjoy. So for example, reading to little kids, explaining to them that MLK, what his dream is and stuff like that, and so the message doesn't get watered down, as I said before. And just being invested into our community allows us to understand that some people might need help in our community, and it's our moral responsibility to actually go out there and be their leaders and actually help them achieve what they need to achieve. And I believe that we, as two co-sponsors, we actually did that, and I'm proud that we did that.
Wonderful. Was there a theme for this year for the United We Walk?
Yeah, so the theme was, what are you doing for others? Kind of that open-ended question and really getting everyone thinking, what can I do for others, while still making sure that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream is still alive even today.
Great, wonderful. So thinking of Martin Luther King Jr., just in conclusion here, what would be one takeaway, because you obviously both know a lot about his life and his message being involved in this event, this campaign really, what would be one thing that you could take away personally into your own futures from this wonderful, heroic man?
Well, being involved in this event and understanding what MLK was is a great opportunity for me to understand that being a leader requires you to stand up for those who can't speak for themselves, understanding that sometimes people will disagree with you, but meeting across the aisle, understanding them and telling them that, well, we had the same idea, the same goal, but we have to reach it together in order to be a better society. And I believe that me being a part of the event, meeting little children, saying hi, seeing the smiles upon their faces is a glorious and beautiful thing to see, and to make sure that I'm being a leader and responsible for them is the best thing I could possibly do for them.
Wonderful. Any thoughts to add to that for yourself personally?
I think Reese summed it up really, but I think especially, you know, me being a senior, going off to college and starting the next chapter of my life, really thinking about the legacy that he left behind. Really, you know, his main idea was having equal rights for everyone. So I think going on to that college campus where there's so much diversity, yet there's so much, there's so much hate per se, just, you know, that very blunt word. So I think really just myself being that small advocate and really just going on and living his legacy and really trying to fix that, even if it's just one person, trying to make that impact.
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you both for your leadership.
No
Thank you for
problem.
your time stopping by.
Thank you for
We do
having us.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Once again, we've been talking with West Bloomfield High School co-chairs for the United We Walk Committee, Jordan Robinson and Reese McCaskill Jr. Now let's head over to a new episode of Parenting on the Go, where I sat down with Rashida Kamaria Williams to discuss the topic of mentoring. Hello and welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Sheena Monin, and joining me today is Rashida Kamaria Williams, author of Be Empowered, How to Live Above Life's Drama. Welcome back, Rashida. Thanks for joining us today. Now, last time we talked about resiliency. Today you're going to be talking about a very important topic, the power of mentoring. How can adults be a positive role model for young adults?
Well, that is a wonderful question, and a question that I love answering because young people of all ages and backgrounds can benefit from having a mentor. And adults who mentor young people provide connection, understanding, and trust. There's an organization called Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership, and they estimate that 1 in 3 young people will grow up without a mentor. So there's numerous opportunities for us. They also show that young people who have a mentor in their lives are less likely to engage in risky behaviors and activities such as truancy, gangs, or drugs, or other criminal activity. So we know that there's people out there who are trying to connect with them, vying for their attention, from the online predators and cyberbullies to terrorists and traffickers. So we have an opportunity to step up and intervene and become those positive role models. Ultimately, mentors help young people believe in themselves and provide a lifeline of support.
Wonderful. Now, you have been a mentor for over 15 years now, which is very impressive. Thank you for your contribution to young people. So tell me a little bit, what does mentoring look like? What does a mentor do?
Well, mentors can make a difference in the lives of young people in several ways in which we may not think about. For instance, when I was in middle school, I was teased, bullied, and excluded relentlessly by my classmates. And it was actually my English teacher who stepped up and became my mentor. She helped me to overcome all of the drama that I was facing. So all school employees, from teachers and cafeteria staff to bus drivers and coaches, can have an impact. There are a number of ways that you can help young people, even by volunteering in their schools. Young relatives can also use your support. There are children in your neighborhood who may need you to follow up on them and see how they're doing. And it's not just young people who seem to be surrounded by dysfunction who can benefit from a mentor. Those young people who are thriving can also benefit from a positive role model. While I was in high school, I had a summer job, and I asked my supervisor at the time to be my mentor. And she did. She provided me with tips and resources and was an early career coach and helped me navigate the workplace. So there are times where, you know, young people can even ask those around them to become their mentors.
Wonderful. So if people watching, parents are saying, wow, I want to get involved with this for my kids, or if an adult is watching and saying, you know, I have some things that I can contribute as well, where can they go to find more information?
Well, anyone with a big heart and a little time can be a mentor. There are a number of resources available, and for those in your viewing area, there's the Oakland County Youth Assistance's Mentors Plus program, and I also recommend visiting the website for the National Mentoring Partnership. It's mentoring.org. They provide a number of tools and evidence-based research that is very helpful. And I invite your viewers to also visit my website, rashidakamaria.com, and I have a wonderful free mentoring guide that's downloadable.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much for stopping by, giving us some of your time today, and sharing with us about an important topic that I think is probably largely overlooked by busy adults. So thank you very much. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us for this episode of Parenting on the Go. If you would like to look up more helpful parenting tips, you can visit the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance website at wbyouthassistance.org. You can watch other episodes of Parenting on the Go on demand at civiccentertv.com/parenting2go. We now move on to our final segment on The Splash called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. This week's recipient is Dr. Randy Kaplan, West Bloomfield resident podiatrist and one of the leaders of Docs for Socks. During the holiday season, Dr. Kaplan and his wife began a donation drive, collecting socks and other warm clothing to donate to people in need. With that effort during the holiday season, some word of mouth, and help from a good friend, Dr. Kaplan helped build the Docs for Socks drive. While Dr. Kaplan will accept any clothing donation, he emphasizes socks due to the dire need for this item during the frigid temperatures of winter. But Randy Kaplan hasn't only lent his generosity to the community over the holidays, he has expanded Docs for Socks to accept donations year-round, as he believes that the good you give is the good that you receive. Dr. Randy Kaplan is helping keep people in need warm during the winter months, providing comfort to those who need it most, which is why he is our Person of the Week. If you know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. Recently, a dear friend of The Splash and Civic Center TV passed away. Jim Endress was a member of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, as well as the Sylvan Lake City Council, where he played instrumental roles in helping our team develop some of our most beloved programming, including The Splash and improving the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan. Jim's positive attitude and his sense of humor brought us a lot of joy here at Civic Center TV, and his true love for his Greater West Bloomfield neighbors was present in everything that he did. My predecessor, Jonathan Jackson, had the pleasure of talking to Jim on The Splash, and we can think of no better way to finish this week's show than to say goodbye to our dear friend by looking back at the joy that he took in bringing us together.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and joining me at the desk this week is Jim Endress, the newly elected Mayor Pro Tem of Sylvan Lake, as well as Vice Chairperson for the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission. Jim, it's a pleasure to have you, my friend.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, Jim, you are definitely one of our biggest supporters here at Civic Center TV. You've been one of my biggest helps here on the show, too, helping me get used to the Sylvan Lake community. But tell us a little bit about when The Splash first started, how you got involved with it.
Well, I got involved being part of the commission. Dave Alberry, our executive director, it was his idea. Yeah. And we talked about it in different committee meetings and stuff. And everybody else was against it, but I was for it. Not really. No, it was Dave's idea.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and finally we put it in the budget and said, let's go. And it's really worked out. And I really want to congratulate you and the rest of the staff here.
Thank you.
Because it's been a great year.
Yes.
And we have done a lot of monkey surveys amongst the commission members about how to improve things and how to make things better and serve the community better. And it's we couldn't be more thrilled with the way this has worked out.
Well, we're glad to hear that, and we're glad you guys are so supportive of us. And in our first year, we have accomplished a lot. We've done a lot. But as you've had a pretty big year yourself, though, I have to say, you were just, as I said earlier, newly elected Mayor Pro Tem in Sylvan Lake. I mean, how great was that when you finally got that great news?
Well, that was really nice. It was nice of the voters of Sylvan Lake. Mm-hmm. It proves two things. One is that they're very patriotic, and the other is that they are superior judges of character. But I've been volunteering for a long time in Sylvan Lake, and I think volunteering and giving back to your community is one of the most important things you can do. I'm on the planning commission, and it's just a lot of different things. My favorite, though, is the cable commission.
Yeah,
I love being on the cable commission. there are so many really neat people. There's 6 people from West Bloomfield, 2 from Sylvan, 2 from Kiko Harbor, and 2 from Orchard Lake. And we just lost a real driving force from West Bloomfield, Larry Brown, who was a township member, a board member, and he was the one that really pushed everybody and got everybody going. And now I think he's retired. We're not sure yet. I haven't talked to him since he had his last meeting at Township Hall. So.
Okay, yeah. But the good thing though is the fact that it's still going, and you guys are like you said, so heavily involved, and you really care about making Civic Center TV and everything else in our area work, and dedicate your time and to us. So we appreciate that. So, yeah.
Well, that's it. Really is our pleasure.
Yeah,
really is.
I remember you telling me a couple sayings you used to have, like if you're not part of the solution, part of the problem. That's a good one. Also, or if you're not cooking, what was it? You're on the menu, right?
Yeah. My favorite one, though, is the Lee Iacocca quote. Yeah. And Lee Iacocca says, either lead, follow, or get out of the way.
I like that one, too. Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I try to do, is lead, follow, get out of the way. Yeah. I spent a lot of years getting out of the way, and now I'm trying to give back. So.
Right. Like we said, you're very involved in Sylvan Lake. And the Splash too. Is there anything about the Splash though that you've really enjoyed? Any segments or pieces of the show that you really?
I have. Yeah. I have before me a list of my 5 favorite segments.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
The first one is the Sylvan Lake Little Librarians.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, of course. You helped build those.
I built the Little Librarians, and I might add this very, very lovely desk that we're sitting at.
That's right. Jim did build this desk right here, folks. It's quite amazing, and it's great handiwork. We do appreciate it.
It was built in what I like to call my shop. My wife refers to it as the garage, but that's where I built that, and the little library. And anybody that doesn't know, the little library is a place where you can take a book and get a book and leave a book, and it's all free.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, if we had little librarians, it would really be nice. And I really hit a home run when I got the 2 that I got. We got them shirts. We got them sworn in. The segment on here was really good.
Yeah,
really
our very own David Hours did that segment.
Yeah,
thank you, David. Yeah. And it turned out great. We
had the top of the food chain there doing the recording and stuff. My second favorite one, and it's just a favorite because I spent 30 years in law enforcement, is the West Bloomfield Police Memorial.
Oh, yeah, that's a
a good one.
Yeah.
My third would be Another Angle.
Okay, yeah. Great.
That really gives you a perspective of the city that you don't see.
Yeah, exactly.
The flyover stuff.
That's why it's called Another Angle.
Yeah. And anybody that has not seen that is
missing out.
Really an interesting show.
All right.
And then this one is odd because I'm a member of the garden club in Sylvan Lake. But the removing of the flowering rush in Kiko Harbor.
That's the one I did. Yeah, I was out there.
It was very informative, and it was just very well done.
Yep. Well, thank you very much, yeah.
And then, of course, I kind of tend to favor Sylvan Lake.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah, of course.
So the Sylvan Lake home...
Look at your tie. It says Sylvan Lake on the tie.
That should be your first clue.
Yeah, of course, right, yeah.
But my last favorite one is the Sylvan Lake Home and Garden Tour.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
It's an interesting thing that they do, and they raise a little bit of money and give back to the community.
That's great.
That helps.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for once again supporting us all these years and building this magnificent desk we're at right now, and just being one of our, like I said, one of our biggest supporters.
It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Not a problem. Jim Indries, everyone. We're glad to have him on the show, and we also want to say thanks to everybody else in the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission who supported us over the years, over our first year. We're looking forward to doing it in the new year as well.
Jim Endries was 73 years old. That's going to do it for us this week, but remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash every Monday or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook under Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter at Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Kego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monin. Thank you for watching The Splash.